Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids out at the Bushcraft Base Camp, as you can see behind me. And today we're looking at this, which is the Condor Tool & Knife Vipera. Very cool cutting tool from these guys, and obviously we're going to put this thing to use in a moment. You're going to see that. But let me tell you a little bit about why I decided to review this. If you're familiar with Condor Tool & Knife, you'll know that they put out a lot of designs every year. And so I'm trying to get more and more selective about the ones I want to actually look at and review. So this one jumped out to me for a couple of reasons. First off, just the cool design. I mean, it's stamped with that design there to make it look like a reptile, in particular a snake. Vipera is the name. The other thing is just the overall look. So you've got a contour here, you've got some recurve in the blade. That handle is another thing that jumped out to me. So one of the things about a handle on any knife is that I want it to be neutral. I don't want lots of contours if I'm going to be swinging pretty aggressively with it. And then the other thing for me is to have a little bit of a hook here on the back end. I don't want a big hook because then it's going to hurt my hand. It's going to kind of cut into my hand. But this allows me to lock my hand a little bit further back in while I'm swinging this tool pretty aggressively. It is a walnut handle. You can see the cool design on the handle as well. So between the fact that it looks cool, it's about the size I like. I don't want something too much shorter than this, but I don't want something really massive. Nice size, and it's lightweight and wieldable. It's got some flex in the blade there. So yeah, I mean, those things stood out to me when I first saw it, and so that's why I decided to try to get a hold of one of these to review. Here's a look at the sheath without the actual Vipera in it. As you can see, as is often true with these machete type sheaths, you kind of come in from the side, slide this in like so, and then you're gonna put these two snaps down. It is leather, really nicely made. They got the Condor logo right there. It's got the dangler here on the back. Let me show you what this looks like on my belt now. So here it is on my belt. If I want to take it out, pop this one and pop this, and then slide out the tool. And then when I want to put it back in, just want to be careful because it is leather. It's not Kydex, so you want to be careful as you place it back in that you're not slicing up your sheath. But like that, snap these two down. Now I'm good to go. Got a little bit of undergrowth to clear out here, so we're gonna chop these trees down. Just small. This looks like a small ash tree that started to grow here. I gotta clear it out of the area. Just chopping these ones up smaller to get rid of them. So generally speaking, when I'm thinking about a tool like this, I'm not thinking about batoning and processing a ton of big pieces of wood. But to show you that it can actually do that, or to find out if it can actually, I guess I should say, we're gonna process through some wood, you know, that's probably maybe an inch across, and then we'll do some that are probably 2.5 inches across. When you have a thinner edge, obviously the chance of you getting dings and divots and things in that is going to be greater. So this is 1075 high carbon steel. 1095, 1075, those are outdoor steels for a lot of people. They like them. 1075 seems to be a preference for people a little bit more when it comes to something like a machete or another chopping tool. But let's process down some wood here and see how this thing holds up. As you can see, the Vipera did just fine processing down this wood. Let me give you some thoughts on the Vipera so far. We've done a bunch of tests with it. No issues with the edge. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little bit dirty, but you know, no dings, no divots, no rolls, nothing like that. I will tell you that it came decently sharp. I'll definitely put more of an edge on this thing soon. Sharpening rod for me is the standard for anything that's got a recurve. So, you know, hold it, run your sharpening rod maybe 3 or 4 times, then run it on the other side 3 or 4 times, and get a little bit more of a sharp edge on that. Comfortable, definitely like a slicing machete type tool. I mean, you could tell from the thinness of the blade that that's probably going to be the case. But when I chop into the end of my cutting block here, like this way into the wood at the end of the block, it'll go right in. It'll go in nice and deep. When I cut across the grain, it definitely, you got to put some real force into it. So it's made to be a cutting tool and definitely that machete style slicing and chopping. For me, when it comes to outdoor activities, the thing I like about this is it gives me a lot of length as far as your blade. It gives me something that's pretty lightweight, which is an advantage because I don't want to carry around something that's, you know, really, really heavy if I don't have to. But it can do some of those, a bunch of those chopping tasks that I'm more likely to do. I'm not going to spend 5 hours batoning wood in general when I'm out in the woods. So this can do a lot of those tasks that I need to chop with, but also because it's comfortable in hand, I'm able to choke up and do some of that more detail work. If they did bring the edge back a little bit more, you could do even more of that detail work, but that's why they decided to end the actual cutting edge, which is fine. I don't think that's a deal breaker by any means. Comfortable to use, comfortable to carry in the sheath. Again, because it is lightweight, I find that when it's on my hip, I'm not kind of like, it feels clumsy or it's like pulling my belt off or anything. Yeah, it's been cool. It's been good so far. So you've seen it in use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue using this off camera, and then I'm going to come back in a minute right here on the video, and you'll hear some of my thoughts after a little bit more long-term use with the Condor Vipera. We're back out here at the Bushcraft Base Camp, and I've had a chance to use the Condor Vipera a bit more. Just did some more general work, in particular some work around my yard, just cleaning up branches and bushes that were kind of growing out onto the driveway. And like I said, it works well. I'll just show you the edge again. A little bit hard to see on camera, but no dings, no dents, no rolls. Just that's always something I want to make sure a chopping tool doesn't have anything weak with, as far as the edge, the Rockwell hardness, you know, how it's been heat treated, all that stuff. But this thing is definitely holding up. It's a little bit dirty, as you can see, but that's all right. As I mentioned before, when you get it, you're probably going to want to put a little bit of a finer edge on it just to make sure it's an even more effective chopping tool. But I like this thing. I think, yeah, I mean, when I think about a machete style tool, this is about the size I'm thinking, the handle, the overall feel for it, and then, like I said before, just the fact that it looks cool. So I've got links to this if you want to purchase it down in the description section of the video. Just click that Show More tab. At the time of this video right now, which is mid-July 2019, this is running around $125. So as far as what you're getting, I mean, I think that's a reasonable price. You're looking at around the same price for like an SE Hungless. So you've got a similar tool in that it's a chopping tool. This is going to be thinner, different look, different feel as far as what it feels like in the handle. The Hungless is like, I would call it a chopper, but it's like an overbuilt knife, and this is definitely much more of a like a machete style tool, and those are in a similar price range. Now, as is always the case, I'm going to use this thing more, and I'll report back into you and let you know more of my experience with it. If you own one of these, if you've tested one out, let's hear your thoughts. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, and let's get the discussion started. Thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Just click the little red subscribe button, and then click the bell as well, because then you'll get notifications when we have a new video pop up. As always, we're on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. And we've got more videos coming for you soon. Take care. The Condor Vipera. Condor.